Good, angled upward. And so the beauty of nature. So I've been talking, can't believe it's September, right? Today is September, is it the 4th? Yes, I think it's the 4th, September 4th. And so the month of September for me is going to be themed on being in the present moment. So practicing really the most foundational lesson or message of the entire practice of yoga, which is being in the here and now. And so what better way to be in the moment than to observe what is going on around you and to observe nature. And so perhaps I'm going to ask you to begin today with your eyes open. I often ask you to get centered with your eyes closed, right? Because when our eyes are open, we have sometimes more distractions. But I want you to observe what's going on around you. Maybe you're looking at me. Maybe you have me on a big screen. That would be amazing if you did. And you can just see, take it all in. Maybe even take a moment to really look at the trees, right? A couple of days ago, I had a hummingbird that actually flew like within inches of my face while I was teaching. It was very entertaining. So nature is quite magnificent. And it is everywhere. So hopefully maybe later today you can get outside and experience some nature in your own area. So take a few breaths here. Right, so as a reminder, the breath is always going to be the most important part of your practice in terms of a priority, right, to focus on. And when we spend our time paying attention to our breathing, every breath signals that we are in the present moment. Because if you're watching yourself breathe in and out, there's no doubt that you're here and now. So take a few good breaths, start to make them deliberate. Right? So the breath happens naturally all the time. Right? But we are able to control it. Right? So see if you can observe the breath entering in through the belly, rising upward to the ribs, and then maybe into the chest. And as you exhale, the chest softens, the ribs soften, and the belly soften. Right. Perhaps it would be a more comfortable pattern for you to witness the breath entering into the nose, going down and filling up, and then exiting in the opposite direction. Right? Good. And then bring both of your hands to your belly. Draw your shoulders back and down and take a moment to notice your posture. I love it. I just saw all of you kind of wiggle side to side, right? So find that place that brings you forward enough on the chair that you've got really good posture and that you know that your feet are properly aligned in about a hip's distance stance. Right, that's about 6 or 8 inches, and that the heel and the ankle of your foot is underneath the knee, right? So you are at 90 degrees. I love it. I see everybody wiggling and shimmying, and that's beautiful. All right, so with the hands on the belly, take a few more breaths. See if you can really feel the belly expand with an inhale. Push it out a little bit, maybe make it more deliberate. And then exhale, contract, and pull it inward a little bit. Right, so see if you notice that you can actually breathe bigger by pushing the muscles of the belly out. And you can exhale more completely by contracting the muscles of the belly in and like emptying out the stale air in the lungs. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Last one in this shape. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Good. Now take those hands, slide them to the side ribs. So see if you can actually bring, I'll turn around for a moment so you can see. If you can bring your thumb to hold on to the ribs behind you. And the other 4 fingers, right? I know there's a lot of sun here, so I want to make sure you can see me. The other 4 fingers, so that's almost like the fingers are mimicking the ribs that come around the torso, okay? So you really feel with the thumb on the back and the fingers on the front, you can feel your rib cage. So we're going to continue breathing. See if you can expand the rib cage as you inhale. So it not only goes out to the front, but it actually goes out to the sides. Exhale, contract. So a few breaths there. If you don't feel like yours is moving that much, just know it takes some practice. Breathing deliberately is a practice. Right, just see how much you can expand those ribs out to the side. Good. And now take the hands, release them down by your side, lift the shoulders up toward the ears, and roll them back and down. All right, take that a few times. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Good. One more time. Inhale up and exhale, back and down. Good. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Good. And on the exhalation, bring them back down. All right, so I want to warm the shoulders up a little bit more before we notice the breathing in the back body. Inhale again, arms up. Exhale, back down. Good. One more time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, back and down. Good. Now, bring the shoulders forward and lift them up and roll them back. So you're taking them in the other direction than you did before, right? Forward, up, and back. Make sure you're breathing. Forward, up, and back. Good. Now, see if you can take those arms, bring them back behind you, right? Interlace those fingers. So the fingers kind of thread together, right? And keep the elbows bent, right? So right now, I actually have my, my hands on my lower back. So can you see that, right? The hands are sitting on the lower back, so that's a lot less of an intensity on the shoulders. Right, so just see if you can sit up a little taller here. Good, and then look over your left shoulder. Maybe chin comes down toward the collarbone. And in the present moment, we're going to observe the sensations of the body. Can you notice what happens if you adjust your posture a little bit? Yeah. And then lift the chin up, come back through center. Take another breath in. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Good. Maybe chin down toward collarbone a little bit. Good. Inhale, back to center. Good. Now we're going to slide both of the hands over to the right. So you're just going to slide them across the lower back, right? And see, maybe some of you might be able to see. Right, I keep coming closer because I know the sun is so strong here. I want to make sure that you can see me. So some of you might be able to get those hands. So it's like the top of your left hand and the wrist is hugging around that right hip. Yeah? All right. All right, now see if you can get that right elbow to point out to the right a little more. I saw that, Ellen. That was gorgeous. All right, now take a look over the left shoulder. Right, it's a much bigger stretch in the top of the left shoulder and into the deltoid muscles. So just take a couple of breaths. Notice what you feel. Remind yourself that the sensations of the body is how the body speaks to us. It's the language of the body, right? So if it's telling you, ow, this hurts, it's too much, maybe you back out and those wrists or those knuckles are more onto the back body than around the side of the hip. Good. And then slide the head and the hands back through center. Take a really good breath in. Exhale, start to slide them over to the left, right? Gazing over the right shoulder. Try to maybe hook the wrist and the knuckles around that left hip. And then take that left arm and point that elbow out so it's coming directly out of the shoulder, if that's available. right? If it's painful, right? No, remember that message. Yoga should never be painful, right? So you can always pull the shoulder back if it feels like it's too much, but try to get the elbow in line with the shoulder, and then gaze over the right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths, maybe even drawing that right elbow down a little bit, getting a bigger stretch in that right shoulder. Ooh, yeah. Good. And then with an in-breath, head comes to center, knuckles slide to center. And if you're able to, start to draw the knuckles down toward the tailbone, right? Straightening through the elbows, right? That's going to cause a bigger stretch across the front of the chest here, right? And maybe squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good. See if you can lift the chin up, lift the heart up, right? And some of you might actually even be able to lift those fists, those knuckles, up away from the base of the chair. Good. All right, one more breath in. And then as you exhale, soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, release the interlace, reach the arms out and up with an inhale. Good. And with an exhale, hands to the knees and round the spine. Pull the middle back backwards, chin to chest. Check in with your spacing, right? Make sure your feet feel solid on the ground and stable. Good. With an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Start to tilt the pelvis, lift the chest, reach the arms up to the sky. I'm saying sky today instead of ceiling. And exhale, arms come out by your sides, and then they sweep forward back to the knees, chin to chest, pull middle back backwards. So this is a different variation of a seated cat-cow. With an inhale, arms sweep out to the side, pelvis tilts, heart lifts, arms up to the sky. And exhale, arms reach out to the side. They sweep around to the front, find the knees, pull the middle back backwards, chin to chest. So we're going to take a few rounds just like that. Inhale, arms sweep out and up, heart lifts. Exhale, arms sweep down and forward, chin tucks, middle back backwards. Two more. Inhale up. And exhale back. Inhale up and exhale back. Good, just warming up the spine, beautiful. Come back to neutral, slide the hands toward the hips. Good. And then with your next inhalation, reach the arms up. As you exhale, lower down the left arm, maybe hold onto the seat of the chair or the leg of the chair and lean over to the left. Okay, so we're going to pause here for a few moments, right? So being in the moment, notice what you see, notice what you feel. How are those right ribs? Remember when we started and we held our hands around the rib cage, can you breathe really well? Maybe trying to get those right ribs to expand out to the side. Good. Perhaps softening the left elbow a little more and leaning a little further if that's available, right? If you start to feel that right sitting bone or tushy cheek lifting up off of the chair, push it back down. Yeah. All right. Inhale, left arm back up. And exhale, right hand down to the seat of the chair and slowly lean to the right. Taking your time. So my favorite part about this practice is the ability to move slow. Sometimes it's not so easy to stay in postures and hold these shapes of our bodies for several cycles of breath. But this is how we get to really make sure we don't miss a thing. So feel the left ribs expand out to the left. Feel that spaciousness and that breath. Maybe soften the right elbow and lean a little further if it's available. Don't go past your limits. Good. Inhale, next inhale, that right arm comes up. And exhale, hands to the heart. All right, pause here in Samastitihi, right? Equal standing posture. So feet are pushing into the ground, pelvic floor lifting up. This is like a seated mountain pose. Yeah, Gotta focus on that mountain today with all these gorgeous mountains surrounding me. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna start a little flow to get some warmth coming into the body. On an inhale, arms reach up. On an exhale, hands come to the knees and we slide down slowly. So the first forward fold, and maybe you'll come to hands on the shins, right? Making sure that the feet are grounded and you feel stable, chin to chest. And perhaps if you have the room, you could slide the hands all the way down to the floor. You could use blocks or have them on your feet. Good. And then we're going to slide the hands up to the shins. So it's a halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back and down. Look a little forward. And then exhale, fold back in. Good. Bring that right hand to the floor or a block in between the feet. Sweep that left arm up. Good. Look up toward that left hand, rotating the spine. And exhale, lower that left hand down. Good. Switching sides. Use your breath. Inhale. Sweep that right arm out and up. And exhale, lower back down. Good. With an in-breath, both arms sweep out to the side and we rise on up. Arms reach up to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. We're going to do that same pattern there, but perhaps at a little faster pace. So don't be in a rush. Just see if you can align with your breath. So it's like one breath per movement. All right. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to knees and fold all the way through that exhale. When you're ready to inhale, the hands come halfway up the shins, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Right hand in the center, left arm sweeps out and up, breathe in. Exhale, sweep that left hand down. Inhale, right arm out and up. And exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, both arms reach out and up. Exhale to the heart. Good. Now we're getting a little rhythm here. We're going to take 2 more rounds. Surya Namaskar. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, twisting to the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, twisting to the right. And exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms sweep out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Pause. Right here. Notice how you feel. Good. So nice. Bring your hands down to the knees, and then we're going to heel toe. I think I'm actually warm enough to take my socks off. And I never really practice yoga with socks on, but when it's 40-something degrees, socks are kind of called for. So heel toe those feet out to the edges of your mat, and then turn the toes outward. We're going to start to waken up the inseams of the legs, right? Hands come to the thighs. Good. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. On an exhale, come out like wings. Good. Just turn the palms to face downward. Yeah. And while you're feeling this nice stable base, make sure that you are soft in the shoulders, right? When we hold those arms out there, a lot of times there's tension that gets built up, right? We end up going like this, right? So stay relaxed and soft in the shoulders and make sure that you can breathe. Now, I want you to look to the right. Take a really big inhale. As you exhale, pivot and twist to the right and just hold here if you can. If you need to place the hands down, you can, right? Or lower the line out of the shoulder joint, you can. But I want you to look over that right shoulder, right? Like you're looking behind you, right? So there's a moment here where we can look into the past and we can know what was. We can remember fond memories and maybe even sad memories, and that's okay, right? And then keeping the body twisting, looking over now the left shoulder. So you're looking way out in front of you, way out in front of you. Yeah. See what's in the future. Perfect to have goals and wishes and dreams, right? But then remind yourself that you want to be in the present moment. So with your next inhale, sweep both arms forward and up. Be right here. draw the hands to the heart, right? So when yogis say be in the present moment, it doesn't mean that we never have future goals and dreams. It doesn't mean we don't have reflections and memories of the past, but it's that if we get stuck there, right? And that we're only focused on what was or what will be, then we're missing everything that is. So be here now. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, arms out like wings. All right, turn the palms to face downward, soften those shoulders, right? Pull up from the pelvic floor, push down into the soles of the feet. Find the best posture that you can, right? Gaze, turn the head to the left. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, pivot and twist the body, right? So that now the left arm is reaching back behind you and you're working on looking over. Take a glimpse into the past. You know, there were some fabulous things that happened back there and maybe some not so fabulous things as well, right? Slowly turning the head to look over the right shoulder and right arm. Looking out into the future, good things to come, right? And then with your in-breath, sweep both arms forward and up and be right here and right now. Good. Pause for a moment and put a little purposeful smile on your face, even if it's a fakey one. Like even if you're feeling cranky this morning, turn the corners of your lips up. I did a smiling meditation yesterday, right? And it is known that when you put a smile on your face, it actually releases chemicals in your brain that cause you to have ease of tension and stress, even if that smile isn't real. Good. All right, with your next inhalation, arms reach up. Good. Exhale, arms out like wings. Good. Now bend your right elbow and you're gonna lean that right elbow. See if you can rest the forearm on that right thigh and then reach that left arm up to the sky. Ah, good. Beautiful. Now maybe you could turn your head to look up toward that left hand. If that's not comfortable for your neck, you could actually completely take it in the other direction and maybe you try both and you could look down toward your right toes. Good. Feeling that expansion once again in the left ribs. If it's available for you, you might be able to bring that shoulder, that bicep muscle a little closer to the ear. Good. Let's circle the arm to find some more space. Reach that left arm all the way away from you. Sweep it down toward in between the legs. Circle it so it comes in the direction of the right leg and then up again. So we're going to take a couple of circles just like that, reaching as far away from you, sweeping it down right here in the center, reaching it forward and up again. One more circle. Good. Make sure you're breathing. Good. And the next time when you find that bicep muscle coming by the ear, see if you can pause there. Maybe we're able to get it a little closer. You guys look so good. Draw that left shoulder back. Breathe. Beautiful. Stay grounded in your feet, both feet. You'll probably feel more weight on your right foot here. So really push on your left. With an in-breath, rise on up, strong in your core. Exhale, hands to the heart, right? So remember, your core is not just your belly, but is also the base of the genitals, right? The pelvic floor, the perineum muscle gives you strength and stability in your center. On an inhale, arms reach up. On an exhale, arms out like wings. Good. And you're gonna bend that left arm and lean the body to the left, lowering that left forearm down to that left thigh. Find your support and reach that right arm up toward the sky. Ah, good. Breathe, right? You can kind of test the waters. So I know even for myself, if I try to bring my bicep muscle close to my ear before I circle my shoulder a little bit, it's kind of stiff. So we're gonna create that lubrication, reach that right arm all the way far away from you, sweep it down in front of you, and then sweep it all the way over to the left and back up. Oh, right. So this circular action is actually called a bypass. It's a shoulder joint bypass, right? So you might notice that when you go in this circular action, you can feel a little bit more openness in that shoulder joint as it comes up and around. Good. One more circle. Make sure you're breathing. Good, and when you find that bicep muscle coming close to the ear, pause there, maybe drawing that right shoulder back and open, and now play around with the position of the neck. You can turn the head to look up toward the right elbow crease. If that doesn't feel comfortable, or maybe you check out both just to see, turn the head to look down toward the left toes. Good, feel yourself breathing and expanding through those right ribs. And then inhale, push down to rise up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Hands to the thighs. Slide the hands a little forward to the knees. Good. And then let's stretch those inseams of the legs a little more. Take a good breath in. Exhale, dip the left shoulder toward the center of your mat and look over the right. Oh, such a nice stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, dip the right shoulder toward the center of your mat. Look over the left. And we'll do this a couple of times. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip. You can take your pace slower or faster than mine if you need to. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, pause. Good. Heel toe, those feet together. Good. And then we're gonna bring them like really closer together so the feet are actually touching. And then see if you can just lift up that left foot, hold on behind the thigh, right? And start to move through that left ankle. Ooh, cricks and cracks there. Anybody else have some Rice Krispies going on? Good, move it a few times, flare the toes, point the toes, curl the toes, wake up the foot. Good. All right, and then see here if you can find some stillness and notice if holding on underneath the thigh makes that spine get kind of mushy and roundy. Draw the shoulders back and down, sit up as tall as you can, maybe drawing the thigh a little closer to the chest. Good. And see if you can straighten through that knee joint, right? Maybe a little bit, right? Maybe it doesn't go all the way. Maybe it stays partially bent. Yeah, point the toes here. Good. Flex the toes. Good. Point the toes. Flex the toes. Hold the toes in a flexed position. Take another breath in. Point the toes and see if you can release. You don't have to, but if you can, release the hands and slowly, slowly reach the arms forward. Lower that foot down. Good. All right. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, interlace the fingers, bringing those hands to that right thigh. So that's the bent leg. Now flex the left toes and lean forward. Take a nice hamstring stretch here. Good. Feel what you feel in the moment. If it's good or if it's a little uncomfortable, that's okay. Just feel it. Good. With an in-breath, rise on up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart and bending that left leg, placing the foot back down. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to that right leg, lift it up, interlace, and we start again. Roll the shoulders back and down and start to move through that ankle. Point and flex and circle and flare, crunch the toes, do all the things that wake it up. All right, now find a flexed position for the foot. Find your best posture, shoulders back and down. Pull that thigh as close as you can toward the belly without losing your posture. Right? If you pull it so close in that you end up looking like this, rounded, then don't go that far. Want good posture, good core. And then slowly start to see if you can straighten through the knee joint. It doesn't matter how straight it goes, right? It can be bent as much as you need. And then point and flex the toes here a couple of times. Ooh, that feels so good. Nice. And then hold it in a flexed position. Good. See if maybe you can release the hands, reach them forward. And then point the toes. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower that foot down. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, interlace the fingers, bringing the hands down to that left thigh. Flex the right toes, so the toes are pointing upward. Lean forward as much as feels comfortable for you. So you're stabilizing your hands on the bent leg, and you're stretching the hamstring of the straight leg. Draw the shoulders back and down, look forward. So there's length in your spine. Oh, you guys look so good. How's your breathing? Good. One more breath in. Exhale it out. And then your inhale brings you rising up. Exhale, hands to the heart and bending that knee. Good. Woo, so beautiful. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands back to that first side. Lift up that left leg and see if maybe this time you can hold on around the front of the shin. Right, drawing the leg and the knee and the thigh a little closer. And then you can start to kind of move. And by the way, you can still hold on underneath the thigh if this feels like it's too much for you. But I want you to see if you can move through that hip. And a little side to side. Oh, yeah. Good. And then hold it in single place. Flex that foot. See if you can keep it where it is and release the arms out and up. All right, so now we have one leg lifted and one leg on the ground. So the leg that's lifted, the more you flex the toes, right, the more active that leg is, the lighter it will feel. And just play around with it for a moment and just see, right, maybe instead of just trusting my word, you can test the waters. Like if you let that left foot like get dangly and heavy, oh my goodness, that leg just feels like it gained a few pounds, yeah? So flex the foot. Lift the heart up, maybe lean back a little. We're working that hip flexor. Good, one more breath. And exhale, lower down the foot, hands to the heart. Good, pause for a breath. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, say, ah. Good, gratitude in this moment. For gratitude for a pause. Good. When you're ready, inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, lifting up that right leg. And you can start underneath the thigh if you need, like we did the first time. Or if you're ready, you can hold on around the shin, right? And just start to kind of move through the shoulder, to the hip joint. So side to side, rolling around, noticing your posture, right? Do we get, because I think if we have no good posture here, I almost feel no sensation there. But if you sit up tall, you can really get into that hip joint. Yeah. Oh, so good. And then bring it back to the center, hug it in as close as you can, sit up as tall as you can. Trust your roots. So that left foot that's on the ground, it's working, it's pushing down. That right foot floating up in the air, it's flexed nice and strong. You can continue to hold here. You can challenge yourself to keep the leg in the position where it is. Reach the arms out. This is an Ardha Navasana, or a half boat pose. Maybe lean back a little, lift your heart up a little, and remind yourself that the stronger that foot is flexed, the lighter the leg will feel, right? And right now, those muscles are hugging onto the bones. You're strengthening your hip. You're strengthening your thighs, right? This is exactly what is healthy for our bodies. Strong muscles make strong bones. One more breath in. And as you exhale, lower hands to the heart and foot to the ground. Woo, all right. Let's take a little flow action. So make sure the feet are hips distance for stability. We're going to take 2 rounds of the flow before we take it to the next step. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to knees, slide down. It's like clearing the slate clean. Inhale comes that halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in deeply. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, lower. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Arms sweep out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. All right, heel toe those feet a little closer again. Nice. And then with the hands at the heart, just see if you can lean back a little. So make sure, I think I forgot to remind you, make sure you're sitting really forward in your chair. So I'm going to turn to the side for a moment, right? Just so you can get a really good view. I'm sitting really far forward in my chair. Awesome. I see you guys wiggling, right? You can do that hip walking like we do all the time, right? Because if I'm sitting too far back in my chair, when I lean back, I'm going to be in the chair. So I want to sit far enough forward that I can lean back, right? Finding my nice strength in my core here, but I'm not touching the back of the chair with my shoulder blades or my upper back. Yeah. Now, flex the feet, right? So the heels are on the ground. I think my water bottle might be in view, blocking the view here, right? So the heels are on the ground. You're flexing the feet. You're leaning back. Good. And this might be enough for you, right, for a variation of Navasana or a boat pose, right? If you're able to, reach the arms forward and see if you can lift that right leg, lift that left leg, hold on either behind the knees or in front of the shins. I think behind the knees might be a little more accessible. And see if you can float both legs up there, right? Remind yourself in this moment, if your feet are on the ground, it's good enough, okay? This would be an exceptional challenge here, right? And a final layer of perhaps an option, maybe you release, reach those arms up and find a full variation of boat pose. Make sure you're breathing. If you're here or wherever you are, give me 3 good rounds of purposeful breath. 2 more. Last one. Woo! Lower the hands, lower the feet. Good. And slowly, slowly slide the hands down and fold yourself in. Woo! Yes. Good job. Navasana boat pose is an incredibly strong posture. Really, really good. Hold there in your forward fold, letting it be a place to reprieve, to rest. Good. And then with an inhale, slide those hands halfway up, lengthen, draw the shoulders back and down. And exhale, fold in again. Good. Push down into the feet, sweep the arms out, reverse swan dive, arms reach out and up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Woo, strong core. Good. Lower the hands down. We're going to take the left foot and step it all the way out to the left. I'm going to move myself. This chair has a little curve to it, different than my chair at home. All right, so left leg out to the left. Nice. And now we're going to come back to that action we did in the beginning with our shoulders. So reach the arms out and up. And exhale, hands come down, back behind you. Interlace the fingers, bend the elbows, and rest the hands on the sacrum. Right, sit up nice and tall. Good. Now turn your torso toward your right leg. Right, so that means that right shoulder is going to draw back. Yeah. You might notice in order to get that left shoulder to come closer in line with that left leg, you already feel like your hands can slide out and around that left hip. So slide the wrists and slide the knuckles across the lower back again. See if you can make your way to bringing that right wrist to kind of hook around that left hip. Good. And take a moment to look over your right shoulder. Feel that stretch again. Maybe it feels a little bit more comfortable or accessible than it did the first time. Good. Now turn your head to look over the left shoulder. Draw that left elbow. See how much you can get it in line with that left leg. Good. And then slowly start to lean over to the left. Right? So some of you might be able to get that elbow down. I can't in this position and not in this chair, but I'm going to lean as close as I can. Right? You'll feel a much bigger sensation happening in the outside of that or the top of that right shoulder. Now test the waters here with your gaze. Either the head turns and looks up over the right shoulder, or maybe your head turns and looks down toward the left toes. Seeing if you can get that elbow in line with the ankle and the hip and the knee. Good. Like a seated variation of triangle. Nice. On an inhale, come back up to center. Woo, slide the hands across the middle of the back. And then see if you can draw the knuckles down, straighten through the elbows, and then step that left foot forward. Center yourself on your mat and on your chair. Good. Squeeze shoulder blades together, lift head and chest. Maybe those arms lift up away from the chair or the lower back. Breathe. Good. And then coming to neutral, bend the elbows again. Rest them on the lower back. Yeah. Step that right foot out to the right. Adjust yourself as needed. So you've got a 90-degree bend like in between those two legs, right? 90 degrees right here. Good. And then turn the torso toward the left leg, right? There's a tendency to have that torso kind of go right over, right, the center. So turn it purposefully. Good. And as you turn it, you might notice that the hands kind of want to slide over to the right. So those knuckles and the wrists slide around to the right, maybe hooking their way around that right hip. Good. Look over the left shoulder, maybe drawing that elbow down a little bit again, feeling that stretch in the deltoid. Feet are grounded and strong. Turn the head to look over the right shoulder, maybe aligning that right elbow with that right knee a little more. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, start to lean to the right. So that right elbow is coming down toward that right knee. Stay stable in that left foot and stable in that right foot, and then you can test the waters. I've got a little more depth on this side. So you might notice that no two sides are created equal. Turn and look up over the left shoulder first. And then maybe even turning the head to look down toward the right toes. Good. Breathe. Good. Let's use our in-breath to bring us back up to center. And exhale, soften and slide the hands back to the center. And then step that right foot to meet the left. Center yourself on your chair. Adjust as needed. Good. Straightening through the elbows once again. See if you can draw the knuckles down toward the seat of the chair. Look at your feet. I have to adjust mine. Moving my mic a little bit. There we go. So feet are hips distance. Heels are under knees because we are going to fold in. So I want you to be nice and stable. Lifting the knuckles perhaps even a smidge away from the chair or the lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. Take an in-breath and move slowly. Witness each moment as you fold on in, right? Stable in the feet, stable in the core. And if and when the belly touches the thighs, you can let the head go and see if you can get the arms to come up and away from the lower back, even if it's just a millimeter, right? Just be here and breathe. A bound forward fold. Breath in and breath out. You remember how we observed the expansion of the ribs and the belly. See if you can find it again here. One more good inhale. And exhale, push down into the feet. Slowly, slowly start to rise up with an in-breath. Good, releasing those arms, those bound fingers, sweep them out and up. Oh, and relax the hands right at your beautiful heart center. All right, just pause here. Notice how you feel. This is a beautiful moment. You've twisted and bent and stretched and moved your body in so many different shapes. Right? Just have a moment of gratitude for whatever your body was willing to do for you today. Good. Release the hands down. Just a gentle twist before we come to our final rest. Bring that right hand to that left thigh. Sweep that left arm around. Find either the back of the seat of the chair or maybe the back of the top of the chair. Look over the left shoulder, really gently twist. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, rotate. Good. Inhale, arms lift up and away, reach them forward and up. Exhale gently, left hand to the outside of right thigh, right hand to the back of the seat of the chair, gaze over the right shoulder. Oh, so good. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, rotate. Good. Inhale, release the arms out, forward and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Chin down to chest. Just bow down into yourself for a moment. This precious moment, different than any other moment ever was or ever will be. Yeah. Good. Lower the hands down. Hip walk yourself back into your chair. Right? Hip, hip, hip. Walk, walk, walk. Oh. My legs are a little short to touch down in this chair. So I want you to just relax into the back of the seat of the chair. Roll the shoulders back and down. Decide what kind of position you want for your hands. I'm going to turn my palms upward. Right? I find that it's a beautiful way to have a final resting posture of Shavasana with the palms upward, and they're open to receive everything that is being offered to you in this moment. Soften the fingertips, soften the palms, relax the soles of the feet and the toes, your back and your bottom completely supported in your chair so that you can allow the weight of your body to really sink down. Smooth out the creases in the forehead and relax the muscles of the face. Soften the jawline and draw your attention to your breathing in its natural state. So I'm going to be quiet for about a minute or so as we enjoy the restful moment we are in. So while you hold on to this beautiful stillness for another moment or two, just acknowledge yourself here and now. Thank yourself for coming out to do the practice. Thank yourself for moving, stretching, twisting, strengthening your body. Be in a place of gratitude here and now. Let's use our breath as a reawakening tool. Take a nice inhale, feel it coming in through your nose and expanding your belly. Exhale, contracting the belly and pushing the breath back out the nose. Next inhale, maybe a little bigger. Exhale, wiggle the fingers and circle the wrists. Inhale here. Exhale, wiggle the toes and circle the ankles. And when you feel ready, you can turn the palms downward on the thighs and pull the body back up to a seated position, maybe walking a little forward in your chair, again, if you need to get those feet grounded. Good. Shoulders back and down, core awakened again, but just soft enough to give you support, right? Give you good posture. Hands come to the heart center. Om Shanti, 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 He. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Take this peaceful moment with you and work on, to the best of your ability, recognizing what is going on and around you in the present moment. Look at nature, right? When you're having a conversation with family or friends, and listen to what they're saying, right? Be in the moment, as it is precious, every single one we are given. Thank you so very much to each one of you for coming out to share your energy with me and with each other. And as always, I thank you for trusting me to guide you through this ancient and most magical practice we call yoga. And in this moment, I thank you. Namaste. Hopefully you had a chance to maybe even hear some of the beautiful wind blowing and the birds chirping in the background. And I'm so grateful to be able to continue to teach even when I'm not home. So there is the gift of our Zoom practice.